Welcome Tech Brothers. Now in this video we are going to take a look what is the switch activity in Fabric data pipelines. So what is the switch activity? It evaluates an expression and then execute one of the several possible branches depending upon the result. If no case matches the result, an optional default case can be used. So we are going to take a look in the demo and that's going to explain more detail, but think about a scenario where you want to divide your execution logic. So depending upon some value, maybe it is the file name that you're getting, and then depending upon that file name you want to execute some branch of your pipeline. Now, why do we use switch activity? The switch activity is useful for scenarios where you want to perform different actions based on a dynamic input or parameter without writing multiple nested if conditions. So here are some real-time scenarios such as region-based branching. Based on the region value, load different data sets for Asia, Europe, or North America. So think about that, you are getting different files with these naming convention which has Europe or Asia or North America, and you would like to load them to the different tables depending on their name. File type handling such as you have CSV, JSON, Parquet file in the same folder, and then you want to load them to different table depending on the file extension. Environment control switch based on the environment such as dev, test, or prod to connect to the different destinations. This is a very common scenario where we need to maybe table names are different for each and for the environment or database name, and we would like to handle inside the pipeline. Data quality actions route bad versus good quality data to the different paths. In our scenario, what we are going to do, we are going to see this demo, how to load Lakehouse files to different warehouse tables depending upon the names of the files by using switch activity in Fabric data pipeline. So let me show you my Lakehouse first, and in my Lakehouse I have one folder called staging. Here I have some files such as customer data underscore Asia, customer data underscore Europe, and customer data underscore North America. I could have many files with the naming convention, but as long as they have this keyword in them, Asia, Europe, and North America, that's what I'm going to use to load the data to the warehouse. Let's go to the warehouse, and in the warehouse I have created three tables: customer data Asia, customer data Europe, and customer data North America. As of now, I don't have any data in these tables. Now let's go to the our workspace here, and then create the pipeline. Go to new items here, and then click on data pipeline. Let's give a proper name, and we call this one switch activity demo. Okay, we create this pipeline now. Now what we are seeing here, we are seeing these different activities, and I am going to tell you we are going to use actually 4 or 5 activities in this pipeline. So it's a great learning. First of all, I want to get the list of the file name, so I will be using get metadata. Here I'm going to configure get metadata for our Lakehouse. Let's click on connection, go all the way where you can find your Lakehouse, and here is mine, Tech Brothers Lakehouse. In the Lakehouse, we know that we have tables and we have files. Our files are sitting under the file folder. So I'm going to browse to it and then select the staging folder. Once we select the staging folder, we should be all good here. We don't have to select any file. I'm going to hit OK, and then we go to the field list. Here is the different fields you would like to extract. Now it is telling us, hey, you want all the child items, so it means all the files and folder and all that. Yes, I would like to get that. And or you want to check if a file exists, or item names, or item type, and last modified. I'm interested in getting all the list of the files, because once I have the file name, I can loop through and then use them in my switch. Next part, I need to loop through, right? So I need to use a for each here. So let's get the for each loop here, connect our metadata with the for each. Now let's go to the for each settings here, and then it says, can inside the for each the activity you are going to run, do you want to run in sequential or parallel? I'm going to go with sequence. Click right here and add dynamic content, and that's what we are selecting, our get metadata child items. So we are going to pass these list of these files to the for each loop, and then inside that is going to loop through and give us the item. And now double click on the for each, and inside that I want to use the switch activity. So let's go to switch here, and now we are going to go to the switch. Let me find right here. Eyesight is pretty weak, so by anyways, so nowadays wearing glasses, so it get harder sometime. But we have activities here, and then we have just a default case. Now I'm going to add some more cases, but before I write the cases, I'm gonna write this dynamic content. So let me click right there, and I want to make some decisions. So depending upon my scenario, what is happening here, I have a, first of all, I want to show you guys that we have a current item, and then we use a dot name. So what is that? That is actually file name, because when we pass these child items to the for each, then there are two properties of those files, name and type, and we are using a name. So each time for each loop is going to loop through, and we are getting one file name, and we are going to use that. I am writing this expression like this. So I'm saying if contains item.name Asia, then the branch name is going to be Asia. Okay, and I'm going to call this case as Asia case. If contains item.name Europe, then I'm going to call that Europe. And if contains item.na, that I'm going to call it na. Otherwise I will call it other. So I'm going to use only three, but if there are, you are looking for another logic like, hey, load other files as well, you can use that. So you see right there, I'm going to copy this, just hit OK now, and here I will add a case. Now in the first case, remember we have Asia case as we have written in here. When we are checking if contain item name is equal to Asia, then Asia. So then we are going to go add another case, and then our next case is Europe, and our next case is going to be NA. So that's we have written in the expressions. If you don't remember, I'm going to show you again one more time. See, so if this condition, if the file name contains Asia, then Asia, that's our case right here. Then if the name is Europe, then right here, and then we have NA. So just make sure it is exactly the same. Sometimes the expressions are case sensitive, and you don't want to get into like debugging for hours and hours. Our branching is done, but what we want to do inside the branching is also another task. That means we want to load the files. So I'm going to click right here in the Asia, and when I'm in the Asia, what's going to happen? Let me go back to the right here, and now we have Asia, Europe, and all those different things here, and no activity is added. So fine. So let's click right here, and if we want to go right here, so for each, again switch, and here I want to click on the pencil and then add some activity. So right here we are in the activity now, and we can paste the activity here. So let me go to the copy activity, and we can write it here. So switch Asia, so that's where we are now. So now we are going to select the destination, and here I am going to select the data from the Lakehouse. So you know that it's going to be the file, but and then it's going to be the our staging folder. Yes, and guess what, it's going to be the Asia file. So I'm going to select the Asia file, but tomorrow if I will have different date, then I'm going to have failure, so I have to write the expressions. So in this case, I'm going to first build this, and then just copy paste from there. So we will do delimited file, and then we'll go to destination, and here my destination is in my warehouse. So tech data warehouse is going to be the existing table, and it's going to be loaded to the our Asia table. So we select Asia table here, and now we go to mapping and import mapping. So this is a customer name, and then we have first name, and then guess what, we have actually somehow wrong table here. So let me go to the file here, and then dbo customer. Why these files? So I have to preview source. Okay, let's preview the source, and maybe I can change the definition for my tables. Customer ID, region, no, I want to go back to source and preview the data. So we have customer ID, name, country, and region. So I want to create table like this. Okay, I will go back here, and then let's change our table name, because I might have messed up with the table name when I was doing it. So I'm going to call this one customer, this guy. So I'm going to drop this table. So let's drop this, and then we drop this table and let's create it, and let's create this table. There is no primary key in the, and there is no worker as well. So let's change that. Now we execute and our table should be ready. The same way I'm going to drop Europe and then create the Europe table, and then let's do this for NA as well. Some extra work, no problem. It's not going to take a whole lot, so we will done that. Okay, so now we have refreshed the definition of our table, and my mistake, but I'm going to go back here and fix. Now we are going to go map and say reset, and then once clear all unmapped, and now we go back again, import schema, and then we should be fine. This is also learning for a lot of new people, because sometimes you made these mistakes, and then you can fix. This is one way to see how people fix the things. So now our table is good, and the definitions are great, and what we are going to do here, we are all good here. But let's write the expression here. So here we have to use the expressions, and I'm going to click right here and then say right here, and then we'll say type @item.name, because that's what we want to use. Okay, so we should be all good here, and now we hit OK, and that's the file name, because inside our for each loop. Now I go back here, and maybe I can just simply copy and then go back to the for each here, and now I go to Europe, click right there, and then paste it here. So that's fine, that will do it. And now in this case, only one thing we have to do is I'm going to call this Europe. Okay, and in the Europe, what we have to do, we have to change the destination. In this table is source table is fine, because the source table will come from the file name. So every file name is going to change every time. So here I have to change to the Europe. So I'm going to go to Europe here, and that's fine. Now I go back here. In the third case, what I'm going to do here for NA, I'm going to paste that copy activity as well, and then we call this NA. So that's good, and here I will change the table. So you see that I'm trying to make the use of same code, and here in the first one also I'm going to go right here, and this copy, I will call this copy data underscore Asia. Okay, now we are all good here, and we have a metadata that will get the list of files. We have for each that's going to loop through the files. Inside the for each loop, we have a switch activity that's going to build these scenarios on depending upon these values, saying, hey, guess what, do I need to go to Asia or Europe or NA, and then these branches are here, and then we have put the copy activity. Now let's run this, and it should read all those three files and load to the specific tables according to the name of the file. So our pipeline has run successfully. Let's take a look. First of all, I'm going to go to the get metadata and go to the output, so I can show you guys child items. So here you have child items, and then you can see the name. That's what we were using in the item.name. And see right there, these are the files. So three files. Good job on the get metadata. Fine. And then we have right here, so it should show us no output for the for each, but input is telling we have three items. Now let's go to the switch activity, and here is the input but no input, and here is the output. So it tells us expressions are evaluated to the Asia, so that's good. And now we go to the next one, Europe, and then the next one we have NA. So, and inside that we can see that the copy activity should have completed. So if I go back to the warehouse, and let's try to get the data and see if any data is loaded, and or maybe not. So let's see. Okay, so now no data is loaded, and I could simply tell from here as well. Looks like it did not run the copy activity. One of the things I'm seeing in the output, I'm seeing this \n in each of the output. So what I'm thinking, this is a kind of, maybe I can trim that, and that should be fine. So let me go back to the expressions here, and if I am inside the for each, I'm in the switch, and here I'm going to change this expression a little bit. So instead of just have that if condition check in, if name contains this one, I'm also trimming, and removing DNA. So let's do that, if that will work. So I hope that was the issue here. So go back to activities here, and then we execute this again. So that was the issue here, and I'm still surprised why it was putting \n at the end of that, and that caused the issue. So but I think so that's what happened there. But now you can see that it is running this for get metadata, then it's getting through the for each, it got the first and then it's going to get the copy Asia is running, then it's going to get the next file, then it's going to be running the next one. So we should be fine here, but I'm still confused with this expression. But remember that this can happen, in case, so you have witnessed that too. So here just I use a trim here, at the end, so that will just trim. But I will put this expression in, or you can just copy always, you can at least notice from here, and that should work just fine. Now we can go back here, it's still running, and now we can see that it failed, and that's fine. But we see that now it was running Asia, then it was running Europe, so it is still running in North America. But let's take a look on the failure, and it says that user configuration issue, activity failed because an inner activity failed. So that means copy activity failed, and that's the reason the other one failed. So let me check the copy activity, and here it says that copy command, the column name customer ID integer is not compatible with external Parquet type binary. Okay, please select worker under the data encryption and all that. So here, if I will go back to my file here, and this is a 123, and then that's a normal file, CSV file, customer ID. And let me go back to the pipeline here and take a look on the copy activity. So here inside we see that we have a copy activity. Let me go back right here, edit, and here is our copy activity. We see the source, so we have delimited file, and if I preview the data and says, I put the name of the file, so let me take this name and put it there and see what is the issue here. Preview data, and now hit OK. Yep, it's coming just fine. So we have a table. I hope I did not mess up with the customer ID. Integer is fine because it can be converted. So let me see, if I go back here in the pipeline and here in the destination, so I have Asia, and then if I will go to mapping, it is saying it is a string here and it is the integer here, and copy activity should be able to get the data from the string, that's numbers though, but still I'm thinking it should be able to convert automatically. So honestly at this moment I'm not able to fix this issue. Literally, like, what exactly is happening? Integer is not compatible, that I know, but I don't want to use the data flow here. I'm thinking it should convert with the data, but as of now it's not. So I think I can use this as a staging table and maybe leave this for another time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this data type of this to the worker as well, and then call it a day. So you guys probably, we will talk about this one in another video. I will figure this out, but I want to just finish this demo here. So our goal was to demo the switch, and that is working. So with the data types issue, we can fix that another time. I'm just converting to the worker so we don't have issue again with this. You're gonna be like, guess what, Amir, you are not fixing it here, and you are right, I'm not fixing, because I just want to get it's already long video and I don't want to spend more time. Now I have changed the data type of a customer to the worker, and now I'm going to go ahead and run the pipeline one more time, and it should be fine. We have done all the activities, everything looks fine. So now let's let it run and it should load the data. But we learn a lot of things. We learn get metadata, and then we learn for each, then we learn switch inside the for each, and handling the expressions in the copy activity. So we have all those things, the good things we have learned in this, and I hope you will be able to make use of them with different scenarios. Our pipeline has completed successfully, and this time I'm very much happy, because you can see that each and every item has completed successfully. So we go to the copy data Asia now, and we should see that it has read 5 records and has written 5 records, and that's from the Lakehouse to the warehouse. Now let's close this one, and if we look on the input here, that should show us which file it has read, so we can take a look. See right here, it is reading the Asia file. So that worked, and then we have other one for the Europe, and you can see this is Europe file right here, and then we have North America at the end. And let's go to the warehouse now and execute some script here to verify our data. So I'm going to go to the Asia table, then select the data, and then we have the data right there. Now if I go to Europe here and select the data, then we have Europe data, and if we go to the North America, we should have North America data. So that works great, and I am sorry in case it made it too long, but there was some issues we in this demo we had to face, but it's a good thing we have learned how to figure out different issues and work it through. I thank you very much for watching, for you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.